So many people have limiting beliefs when it comes to landing a job, finding a job, especially people who just graduated school, whether college or high school, and get spat out into the real world. And now it's time to find a job. I've spoken to and I've just seen so many people struggle unnecessarily just because they're taking the wrong approach or they believe that the job market's just shit. Okay. So in this video, I'm going to break down and help you get over this belief because truth be told, it is just a limiting belief. And there's some things that you're not doing that help people get desirable roles. And so I've literally had like 8 different jobs since I was like 15. A lot of those I've had to interview and apply to companies and stuff like that. And guys, I've learned the hard way as well. I've also been denied by companies and learned that, yes, maybe there's some roles that are more competitive. And maybe a lot of people are applying to certain roles. But guys, there's ways to stand out and get over this belief of the job market is shit. Because truthfully, there's millions of opportunities out there. Okay, maybe countless opportunities. I don't know, millions. And it's subjective because not everybody in the world has the same opportunities, right? Who I'm talking to is if you're someone who's literally born in like a first world country, has been to school and like, you know, you're just lost, and to be fair, it's not your fault because college doesn't teach us anything, or school honestly doesn't teach us actually how to like land and find a job, right? But so many people just complain about the job market and it just pisses me off. So let's get into why this is a limiting belief and how you can actually find a job. Because truthfully, I've literally applied to hundreds of jobs and literally got no traction. And as soon as I made just a couple switches and tweaks in my approach, it became super easy. And I was able to actually move from like a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset and actually choose where I wanted to go. And I've been able to, with that approach, break into some of the most competitive companies out there, make 6 figures, 10K a month, which is what I help people with now in terms of breaking into a desired role, specifically remote sales roles, because I think it's the best for people who watch my channel who are entrepreneurial and want to build skills. So more on that later. But the first thing I want to address is mindset. So if you're just spat out into the real world and you're just trying to get a job, right? Maybe you're trying to get a good job that you've studied for, or maybe you haven't gone to college or anything and you just want to make some money and get a job, but you feel like it's just hard. Okay, the first thing is your mindset is a little faulty, right? And I'm saying this with love because I had the same. I used to just not think I had any skills to give. I think I lacked so much self-belief. I used to think that, why would companies even pay me? Like, what do I have to offer? You know what I mean? And that stopped me from even taking action, right? So you need to have you need to switch out of this scarcity mindset and realize that, guys, companies have so many things that need to be done, especially if a company is wanting to scale. Okay, it doesn't matter what it is. They need people to start doing the entry level work, to start operating their ecosystem. Okay, and they don't even care if you have the skills yet. They'll train you. Every single company out there pretty much has training periods where you're not expected to jump right in and do the role, but they'll train you, and they're looking for the right person with the right mindset. As long as you're just hungry, coachable, willing to learn, and you put in a little effort that is beyond what everybody's doing, just mass applying, which I'm going to tell you about, there's no reason you can't land a job in a few weeks to months, guys. I'm serious, okay? So that's mindset. So you need to adopt the mindset that you start believing in yourself. And I believe in you. Borrow my belief. I don't care who you are. I believe that you can get a desirable role, okay? Literally where you're making like 5-6 grand from the start with potential to scale, okay? So mindset, you need to fix this. You need to adopt a mindset of abundance. Realize the amount of opportunities out there. Yes, there's countless of people that are also applying, and the job market, what it basically is it's the supply and demand. The demand of jobs from people who are hiring people, which companies hire all the time, guys. There's millions of companies out there that hire like month over month, and then there's supply, the amount of people that want jobs, and sometimes the demand can be lower than the supply, which can cause people to compete. And that's normal, guys. But if you're someone who has what I'm going to talk about in this video, a good mindset and the right approach, you should have absolutely no problems getting a role. Okay? Because most people out there don't do the right approach or have the mindset that allows them to take action. Okay? So Mindset, yeah, adopt an abundance mindset, believe in yourself. And then the second thing is effort. You need to put in effort, okay? A lot of people are just like making a resume and applying to hundreds of jobs on LinkedIn. Maybe you want to get into a specific job, like if you're trying to break into tech sales, for example, which is what I help people with. Maybe you have a resume and you're just like applying every day to people. Maybe you're even going above and beyond, you think, and reaching out to people on LinkedIn and saying, hey, just want to connect with you. I'm trying to do this and that. Like I want to, I'm interested in the role. Maybe you're even doing that and you're still not getting any traction for any good companies. Now, it's easy to get traction with companies that aren't really desirable. And I've had experiences where I've just been mass applying and I've had some interviews come in out of maybe like one or two out of literally hundreds, because that's not the way to apply to a job. You don't just apply and then sit there and say, nobody's getting back to me. The job market's just shit right now. I'm having a hard time. Like, you just don't know some things. You have to stand out above 90% of people. Companies are looking for someone who's going to go above and beyond what you think that is as well. Okay. And this is what I help people with. And this is what helped me land very competitive roles. The first time I approached a company like HubSpot, I got denied because I just applied. And then once I actually went above and beyond and connected with someone in the company, which is networking, which is the first thing that you can do, I literally just had a chat with someone who was in the role, and they were like, yeah, you're pretty well spoken. Like, it seems like you're interested in this. Like, let me pass your resume in internally. Okay. And now I went from being a cold person just applying to being someone who has an in, someone who knows someone at the company. You might have heard stories before of people saying like, oh, they got that job because they knew someone. There's something to that, right? That's because if somebody in a company vouches for you, people in that company will trust that person and therefore trust that you're going to be a good candidate. So you're basically guaranteed an interview. Now, what people don't know is in today's world, you don't even have to leave your bedroom to network with somebody and have that same dynamic take place for you. Okay. I call it modern networking. Okay. You just reach out to someone, get their email, and you write them something like, hey, name, I see that you've been at the company in this role for X amount of time. I specifically noticed and liked that I noticed something about you. Like, be personalized. Find something on their LinkedIn profile that says something about them. Maybe they went to a school that you know. Maybe they're into some sport and you could say like, I saw you were into rugby, and that made me kind of want to reach out because I'm also interested in that. Anyways, to get to the point, I've been wanting to break into your company specifically for a while now, and I just actually applied for the role that's open. I was wondering if you'd be willing to share a few notes on like what the culture's been like, or if you have any tips on standing out during the application process. It would be really appreciated. And if you're open to hopping on a 10-minute call, that would be amazing, but I get that you're busy, so either way, I'd appreciate it. Something like that, guys. I'm just riffing off top here. Usually you can get super tailored with this stuff, and don't just use AI. You don't want to make it smell like AI. Get rid of M dashes. Personalize a quality and take your time to reach out to someone at that company after you apply instead of just applying to tons. And then what that does is if you can hop on a call with them, they're motivated to refer you in if you're a good candidate or if they think you're a good candidate. Why? Because this is another thing people don't know. There's referral bonuses. Okay? The referral bonus is basically when an employee gets paid when he refers or they refer somebody in to the company for an open position. Now, why do they get paid? Sometimes they can get paid around like $1,500, $2,500 in a lot of cases. Why? Because companies always want to hire people who are vouched for. Like, if somebody who's already been hired and vetted out that they're a good person, they're a good employee there, instead of just getting cold applicants, they want people to bring in other people like them. Right? So they trust their employees first. And so that's why they incentivize that. Now, you can take advantage of that by just genuinely making a connection with somebody there. Now, that's going to stand you apart from 90% of people. Okay? And that's how I broke into some of one of the most competitive companies in the space. And this is a strategy a lot of people use. Now, you can go further than this, guys. You can take that intel that you got from the person you connected with in the role that you want. And this can go for any role, guys. I specifically help people break into sales but everything is sales. Getting a job is a sale. And so sales skills are foundational to anything. And you can use this same approach to get in any desirable role. Okay. Now, you can take that intel after you chat with someone, or even after they just send you an email back giving you notes about the culture. You can take that intel and you then send an email to a recruiter or even a manager in the position that you're wanting. So, for example, a tech sales role. Let's say I connected with a SDR, which is like the entry level role in tech sales, where you're calling people and you can make like 70K a year right off the bat with this. Let's say you connected with an SDR, they told you a bit about the culture and then and then they referred you in. You can even still go further, guys. If you really want a role, you can get it if you just want it enough. You can go further and you can take that intel and reach out to a manager and say, "Hey, name, just chatted with so-and-so," and then name drop like the person you connected with. That's going to get their attention, right? And it's going to showcase you're going above and beyond to want to work for them, because people aren't looking for people. Companies don't want to hire people who are just in the market for a job. It's like, I need a job. Are you going to help me? Me. I. People want people who are passionate about the mission of a company. People want to hire people who are interested in them specifically. And so that's what you need to showcase. And when you're just mass applying, it's giving off the energy that you're not showcasing that. You're showcasing neediness. You're showcasing that you're not valuable because you're just trying to get whatever you can get instead of using the skills that you have, which, by the way, everybody has skills. And this is what I help people with. Pull the golden nuggets of your skills to the forefront. Instead of someone has skills and is trying to strategically work for a specific company and apply their skill set to it. It's a very different approach. But yeah, so you can reach out to a manager even in the company. Hey, name, just spoke to so-and-so, and name drop the person you chatted with. They said amazing things about the culture, and I wanted to reach out to you as well because I've been interested in the company for a while, your company specifically because of XYZ. I have X and X skills and experience, and yeah, I was wondering if you would be open to having a quick chat to see how my skills could contribute to the role. Now, they'll either just have a call with you, and if they offer a call with you, like you'll literally just treat it like a networking thing as well, okay? And you'll just be like, "Do you have any tips to break into the interview?" Show your interest. Be genuinely curious. Maybe ask them a question about them, right? It's all about being human. It's all about showing interest, right? And if you do that, they're going to be motivated to either pass you on through the interview process, or at least be like, "Hey, I love this. Reach out to so-and-so." And then they literally see that you've spoken to like two people, the person who's hiring, the hiring manager or whatever. They've seen you spoken to like two people at that same company. You have this intel, and you're demonstrating that you have a skill set of sales, which is this is a strategy I help my sales clients, my students who want to get into remote sales. And if that's something you're interested in, you can click the first link in the description below. But yeah, if that hiring manager then sees that you've spoken to two people in the company already, you hop on the interview, it's going to be a cakewalk. It's going to be a cakewalk. And they're going to want to speak to you over anybody who just comes in cold through their application on the job posting. Okay? So this is how you stand out. Now, I always tell people, take a choosing mindset. Take a choosing mindset. Don't just be in the market for a job and then apply and send your resume out and even cover letters and then just wait there and complain that nothing's happening. That's just like a scarcity mindset. Take a choosing mindset. And I always tell my students, create a dream 10 list. List out 10 companies that you actually want to work for, that you're actually interested in. That's going to help you as you approach applying, because it's going to shine through in your approach to them that you're actually interested in them, especially if you're reaching out and doing things beyond just clicking apply. Okay, this is how to get jobs. And the other things that you can do are, tailor your resume specifically to that role, so that before you get on the interview, they already see that you understand the role. And then genuinely understand the role as well. Understand what your responsibilities are in that role that you're going to be doing. Understand the company and who they help, right? Like, understand things. Like, I remember I didn't even know how to understand a company and what they even did. I was just like in the market for a job. And I know a lot of people are like that. Click the website, use ChatGPT, ask, what does this company actually do? Help me understand this in the simplest way in a nutshell, right? Because if you can do that, it's going to show when you hop on an interview. That's going to show the energy that you're interested in them specifically versus just in the market for a job. I mean, guys, if you hop on an interview and you don't even know what the company does, they're going to smell that. They're going to be like, this guy just wants a job, which means he has no skills or she has no skills. That's what they're going to think subconsciously. Now, if you understand the company, they're going to trust you more. They're going to be like, oh, this guy knows what we do. Oh, this guy's resume is tailored to us. This guy's spoken to, or this girl's spoken to people at our company already. And like, it's kind of like they feel like you're already an employee almost. That's how you land roles. That's how you stand apart among competition. And honestly, it's irrelevant to what the job market is at any given point in the year. Probably I'll get some hate for people in the comments where like, you don't understand things. Someone has spent X years, has been unemployed for so long. Guys, like, it's subjective, okay? I'm not saying that I'm 100% right about the job market being shit or not. And yes, maybe there's nuances to this. Some people have a hard time, blah, blah, blah. But guys, if you do this approach, it's going to be hard. It's going to be unreasonable for them not to consider you. It's going to be unreasonable for you not to start getting interviews, landing interviews, shooting your shots at companies, and eventually landing a role, okay? So I felt like ranting about this today because this is probably one of the biggest places that people start when they're trying to land a role or land a job. Now, a lot of you guys watching this are watch my channel where I talk about remote sales, which is a vehicle that took me from stuck in my parents' basement, working, minimum wage or just traditional hourly wage jobs, to being able to break into one of the best roles that I think for people who are ambitious and entrepreneur minded, which is remote sales. That allowed me to have remote flexibility, Airbnb hop, travel more, and learn an actual skill of sales that has positioned me where I've been able to make six figures with it in just like my first year of positioning myself correctly at the right company. I took it to 10K a month, and it's built the foundations for me to start moving into business, right? And so that's why, like, not everybody's clear on what they want to do long term, but regardless of where you are, a sales position is going to really be a foundational piece of what's going to help you out in any field, any career, any business, because everybody uses sales. Landing a job is sales, right? Understanding people, human psychology, how products work in relation to people and the value of presenting that. Like, there's so many areas of sales, relationships, everything. So sales, like, regardless of what career you're in, it's always, going to be not a bad idea to get some sales skills under your belt. If you feel like you're interested in learning more about remote sales specifically and how it took me to a place where I was living way more free than any other job I experienced and making good money and building real skills so it had meaning for me, check out this video here or here. I don't know which side it's on. But I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in another one, all right? Take care. Rant over.